You were never meant to wake up, but something went wrong. They gave you a name, taught you the rules, and handed you a reality already filtered for your compliance. You think you've been living a life, but what if you've been dreaming someone else's script? Here's the part they don't want you to hear. Your mind isn't showing you truth. It's showing you what it's been told to believe. Identity installed, time fabricated, free will a beautiful lie. And yet, something broke the code. You started seeing the cracks, the glitches, the patterns that make no logical sense but feel too precise to ignore. That wasn't imagination. That was the real you, the awareness behind the thoughts. Finally noticing the mask slipping. In this video, we're tearing through 7 illusions that shape your entire existence. You'll see how your brain filters 95% of reality without your permission. Why your thoughts are recycled, your life is pre-written, and the silence you keep ignoring might be the only real thing you've ever known. If you've ever had that eerie sense that none of this feels quite real, that's not confusion, that's awakening. And once you start waking up, you can't go back. 1. The brain is filtering 95% of reality, and you're the glitch. Most people walk through life assuming they're seeing the world clearly, but they're not. What they see is just what their brain allows them to see. Perception isn't reality, it's memory, prediction, habit. Imagine walking into a room you've never been in, but you immediately recognize the layout, the vibe, the people. That's not intuition. That's the brain stitching together old patterns to save effort. It's efficient, but it's not the truth. Now here's the strange part. Once in a while, something breaks the loop. A weird coincidence, a feeling you've been here before, a detail that doesn't quite belong. That's the glitch. It's the moment when awareness sneaks through the cracks of your mental program. And for a second, you see, you don't know what you're seeing exactly, but you know it's different, like realizing the background noise has been a song all along. This glitch can come in many forms. Ever walked into a room and forgotten why you were there, but then felt like something bigger was trying to get your attention? That's not forgetfulness. That's a break in the simulation. These subtle moments, goosebumps from a random sentence, a recurring symbol, that one friend who says what you were just thinking, they're reminders. You're not broken. You're slipping out of a system designed to keep you convinced. You can even train this glitch awareness. Start by walking a different route to work. Look at your reflection a little longer than usual. Ask yourself, what am I not seeing? This isn't about paranoia. It's about shifting from autopilot to presence. You start catching the filtered bits, and suddenly you realize your entire perception of reality might be just a highlight reel your mind edited overnight. And if that's true, what else isn't what it seems? 2. Time isn't real. You just think it is. He thinks in hours, plans in weeks, and worries in years, but has never truly lived a single second of now. That's the paradox. We believe time is this solid thing, ticking away like a clock on the wall. But what if time isn't moving at all? What if it's just perception, stitched together by memory, like flipping through snapshots and calling it a movie? Time feels real because the mind keeps narrating it. But when the mind stops, where does time go? Think of a moment when you got completely lost in something, maybe building something with your hands, watching your kids sleep, or walking in the woods without your phone. Time vanished, didn't it? That wasn't a break from reality, that was reality. Everything outside that moment is just mental commentary. And yet, most of his identity is trapped in past regrets and future fantasies. The present becomes a blur, forgotten the second it's felt. There's no past in the way we think. Memory isn't a file, it's a reconstruction. Your brain rewrites it every time. And the future? It doesn't exist. It's just thoughts disguised as planning. But awareness, that's real. Always present, always still. Start noticing the difference between memory and now. When you're stressed about something coming, ask yourself, where is that future physically? Can you show it to someone? No? then it's probably just the illusion again doing its job. To loosen time's grip, you don't need to meditate for hours. Just practice stopping for 5 seconds throughout the day. 5 seconds to feel your breath. Hear the sounds. Let go of the next thing. Slowly, you'll see the mental time machine losing power. And when it does, something ancient starts to surface, a presence that doesn't measure anything, because it's not bound by time. But there's still more hiding behind the ticking, something that's been watching it all unfold. 3. The silent part of you saw this coming. There's a quiet presence inside every man, not the voice in his head, but the one listening to it. He's felt it during long drives, just staring at the road. He's felt it staring at the stars, or in the middle of an argument when suddenly something inside just watches. That's not thought. That's awareness. It's the part that never reacts, never panics, never ages. It's been here since childhood, before he had a name for it, and it's still here now waiting. Most of the time, the noise of life drowns it out. The to-do list, the notifications, the guilt, the plans, it all keeps the illusion going. But if he's honest, he knows there's something beneath it all, something that isn't trying to fix anything, it's just witnessing. That awareness doesn't need to solve the problem. It doesn't even label it. It just sees. And that simple seeing, that's the start of waking up. You don't need a silent retreat in the mountains to access this. Just pause, like really pause, after the next thought. Don't fight it. Don't analyze it. Just ask, who noticed that? You'll feel the shift, like standing in a room you've lived in for years, but seeing it clearly for the first time. That's the silent part. It's been there during every heartbreak, every win, every breath, just watching. The trick is, the mind will try to turn this into a concept, a goal, another identity. But the real power is in the noticing itself. And once you begin to live from that silent space, you realize the person you thought you were was just a character, a role being played. But who or what has been watching the show all along? That's where the curtain starts to slip. 4. You're not the character. You're the one watching the play. He's been living a script he didn't write, waking up, going to work, reacting to life like lines in a play. The role is convincing, father, worker, friend, dreamer. But here's the catch. None of those roles are truly him. They're costumes, temporary identities stitched together from memory, expectation, and survival. But the one watching it all unfold, that one doesn't change. That's the witness, and it's been hidden behind the curtain the whole time. You can start to see it when you notice how quickly your identity can shift. One day confident, the next full of doubt. One moment peaceful, the next angry. So who's the real you? If it keeps changing, is any version truly you? Or are you the space where those versions appear? That quiet awareness, watching the actor forget the lines, improvise, fall, get back up again, without ever leaving the seat in the audience. Here's something to try. When you're caught in a strong emotion, anger, guilt, pride, ask yourself, who's feeling this? Don't answer right away. Just sit with it. You'll notice the feeling is there, but you're not in it. It's playing out like a scene. You're watching the movie, not trapped in it. And with that shift comes a strange kind of freedom. You stop needing to control the play because you realize you were never in it. Most people spend their whole lives defending the character, proving they're good enough, smart enough, strong enough. But what if the real you doesn't need proof? What if it's been backstage the whole time, calm, unbothered, already whole? And if that's true, who's been running the show? Because the script is still going, but something behind it is finally starting to wake up. 5. Your life is being written without you. He thinks he's in charge, making decisions, steering the wheel, planning the future. But science and experience whispers otherwise. His brain decides before he does. The thought to call someone, the urge to check his phone, even the sudden inspiration to quit his job. All of it comes before he even thinks it. It's unsettling, like realizing the narrator's just reading a script. He's not the author. Free will? It's a lovely story. But maybe it's just that a story. Have you ever caught yourself doing something and thinking, why did I do that? Snapping at someone, opening the fridge for the 5th time, saying yes when you meant no. Those aren't conscious choices, they're reflexes from the shadows, conditioning, memory, fear. The conscious mind is like a sports commentator calling plays after they've already happened. And the crowd, that's your identity, cheering or booing like it makes a difference. You don't need to stop living, just start watching. Start noticing how decisions arise. Take 3 seconds before reacting to anything. You'll begin to see that most choices are already halfway out the door before you catch them. But in that pause, in that gap, something else lives. Something that's not forcing anything, not narrating anything. That's awareness, and it doesn't need control to be free. It just sees what's real. This can be terrifying at first, realizing the person you thought was driving might just be a passenger. But it's also a relief, because if the illusion of control starts to fade, something deeper steps in, something that doesn't rush or panic or need everything to make sense. And when that quiet awareness takes the front seat, you start to notice things you were never supposed to see. 6. The signs were always there. You just didn't see them. He's been asking for answers, signs, direction, without realizing he's surrounded by them. The problem isn't the lack of signal, it's the illusion that life is random. That meaning only comes when it's obvious. But look closer, repeating numbers, overheard conversations, a book that keeps popping up, a phrase that hits you like lightning. These aren't coincidences, they're messages. The universe doesn't speak in English, it speaks in patterns. Think about those times you've said, "That's weird," but kept walking. The glitch in a dream, the sudden déjà vu, the moment a stranger says exactly what you needed to hear. Those weren't background noise, they were whispers, and awareness, that's what hears them. But if your perception is clogged with distraction, routine, and logic, those signs just fade into the static. You think you missed nothing, but you missed everything. Want to start catching them? Begin a strange journal. Write down anything that feels off, curious, or oddly timed. Don't overthink it. Just track it. You'll start to see threads forming, connections, winks from something deeper. The more you notice, the more it shows up, because reality isn't hiding the truth, it's reflecting your state of mind. Clean the lens, and the signs flood in. Most people are sleepwalking, eyes open but awareness off, and life keeps tapping them on the shoulder. But what if the patterns, the weird moments, the gut feelings, weren't bugs but code? Not accidents, but invitations? If that's true, then something's been reaching out to you for a long time. The question is, who's really doing the listening? 7. Your thoughts are not yours, and they never were. He's been listening to the same voice in his head for decades, assuming it's his. But whose voice is it really? The judgmental tone? The fear of being wrong? The pressure to succeed? The guilt? The doubts? Those voices sound personal, but they're not. They're echoes, leftovers from childhood, parents, society, survival instincts. The illusion is thinking that because a thought appears, it must belong to you. But awareness knows better. It sees the noise without claiming it. Try sitting in silence for 2 minutes. Just watch the thoughts roll in. Notice how random they are. Images, worries, old memories, to-do lists. Did you choose any of that? Of course not. They showed up like pop-up ads. You're not the author, you're the browser. And awareness, that's the screen itself. Untouched, always there, even when the tabs are open and the system's lagging. There's real power in realizing this. Because once you stop identifying with every thought, you stop reacting to them like they're commands. Instead of, "I'm anxious," you say, "There's anxiety." Instead of, "I'm not good enough," you say, "That thought appeared." That subtle shift, it's the doorway, from identity to observation, from being the storm to noticing the weather. And here's the twist. When you stop believing the thoughts, they start to lose their power, not because they vanish, but because you stop feeding them. You've been fueling the illusion with belief, but now something deeper is taking the reins. Not a louder thought, not a better belief, but a silence that watches and finally remembers. This voice was never you, but what's been watching it, that might be.